The red zone, particularly the low red zone, which is that area inside the 10-yard line. This is where Madden games are truly won and lost. You see so many players online that are dynamite Madden players that can move their offense between the 20s so easily, picking up chunk yardage, one-play touchdown bombs. But if you can keep a lid on your defense, a lot of times players will fall apart inside the red zone. And I know for certain that at times I have droughts where I'm kicking field goals far too often. So in today's video, I'm gonna share with you guys a couple of route combinations that are very sneaky. A lot of players will not be prepared to switch stick this, and this is going to improve your offense, particularly when you have to throw by orders of magnitude. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, hit that notification bell, get out your pen and pad, and let's get after it. Now, the first setup that we're going to be breaking down today is going to involve a receiver on the short side of the field that must be lined up inside the numbers. So you're going to be looking for a nasty type formation or a Y flex type formation here. For this breakdown, I am in the Seattle Seahawks offense, which I am in pretty much every single video for my offensive breakdowns. This is the offense I call home and have since the beginning of the year. So I think some candidates that would be wonderful plays for this particular concept are going to be either the motion inside post or the motion drive zig. Reason being, the receivers that are on the whips in those two plays are interchangeable. Those outside players, we're going to be slanting the inside receiver, and it's always nice to have a zig to multiple players that your opponent can't just sit on, especially when this is going to be our backside check down in this breakdown. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that receiver that's on the short side of the field inside the numbers, and we're going to hitch him. The reason for this is that when we set up our route combo, which is to slant the inside receiver in this formation, this is going to make it so the hitch pulls any flat zone inside the numbers, and it does not react to the slant running in behind it. So if I were to snap this ball, you watch this outside linebacker, he's going to sit on that route and then give us this throw over his head. And this player, for what it's worth, has the knockouts that you would want out of a player to, be able to make this play. So again, he's not going to be able to make this happen. And the cool thing about this play on the backside is if you want to, you've got this zig route that kind of breaks over the middle. So you can start off, and if they switch stick to it, then you're coming back over the middle with this route and just hoping to fall forward a little bit and make this a little bit more manageable. Sometimes you're going to walk in for a touchdown. Maybe it might be second down and goal from the 2. Either way, you're moving closer towards the end zone, which is what you want. So again, I'm going to show this to you, this time focusing on the slant. This is the combo I would run out of this play. And we're going to let that hitch pull that guy inside, and we're just going to throw a pylon pass lead, just going straight sideways on this in a possession catch. So one more time here, it's really this simple. You're going to snap the ball, wait for that hitch to pull that zone inside, pass lead this straight sideways. Your opponent's going to have to switch stick it. So that is our first concept. Obviously, that was against the purple zone. I'm sure you guys want to see a hard flat. So let's go ahead this time, and instead of the play motion inside post, let's run motion drive zig. This is going to switch it up just a little bit. The other player's on the pivot route. Again, it's going to be basically the same principle. And this time I'm going to run a cover 3 hard flat. So here's our route combo, this time with the zig in the point of the bunch. We're just going to attack the flat with more, just kind of pull the flat zone on the left out wide. We're still looking for the hitch to pull the flat zone inside and open up our slant. So we snap this ball, and you're going to see here, I'm just going to kind of roll out. There it is, little sideline pass lead, toe tap, easy. It's wide open. Your opponent has to switch stick to make this happen. And again, here with this play, with the other reads, let's just say for the sake of argument that we get hurried and we have to throw the ball sooner. This little zig route to Devontae Adams, pass lead it up, and we're in for a touchdown. So you've got 2 different throws here on the same play that your opponent is going to have to be prepared for. And the beauty of this is that more often than not, in order to defend the zig route, your opponent is probably going to play a cover 2 hard flat. Cover 2 hard flat is a super popular coverage in the red zone because of those zig routes that are so popular. So we're actually going to be able to bait them into this call, and they're not really going to know that even if they were to play a cover 2 hard flat style defense, they're not going to have an answer for that hitch slant combo. So the beauty of this is we're baiting them into the call that defends Adams, but our primary read is still the slant. And you're going to see here that the Goddard on the hitch with the slant is still wide open. So again, you could just throw this, toe tap it, easy touchdown. So this is the rule set. You just need a inside receiver is the only receiver inside the numbers on the short side of the field. You put them on a hitch and you put someone else on a slant. I like the slot receiver. Obviously, this bunch formation is wonderful. Really good for the purpose of this combo. Now, again, even if they're in a cover 2 right here, you're going to see that I can't throw this zig to the middle. But if you guys are, privy to the fact that they're in a cover 2, you might adjust your route combo accordingly. You might even go with a streak and a post just to kind of split the the seam. And again, you might have the ability to throw that ball. If not, you're going to just throw this to the sideline. You see how wide open that is. The other cool thing is that that post route pulls that deep zone on that right side of the field back, which opens up your slant even more. So pretty easy for you to attack a cover two with this concept. So this is our first concept with the hitch slant. It's really, really good. I'll show this to you out of some different other formations just to show that this is universal and conceptual. And then we'll work ourselves into another route combo that you guys should use down here against hard flats. But before we do that, I want you guys to open up a second tab and travel over to my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. Now I talk about it in every single video, but today is a bit different because I have just launched on the website our pre-sale offers for college football 26, Madden NFL 26, and for those of you that play both games, I have a combo pre-sale offer. Now, what does this entail? I'm gonna lay it out all for you right here. In Madden 25 alone, by the end of the Madden season, I will have posted well over 250 individual vault tips. These are tips that go out weekly, focused on the changes and trends in Madden. Much like this YouTube channel, but at a higher level than even I do on this YouTube channel, I am breaking down what the pro players are doing and how to beat it online when you face it. So that way you guys can spend less on packs, earn more rewards, and get the cards you truly want without having to pray that it's in that pack that you just spent big money on. On top of that, you guys unlock every single offensive and defensive game plan at no additional charge. Gridiron does not charge for game plans. Those are the foundation for your offense, and those vault tips become the muscle. It becomes everything else that you build on that skeleton of that scheme, so you get better every single week. As opposed to just posting a game plan and leaving it and maybe updating it 3 months later, that's not what the website is about. It is helping you week to week, incrementally, to improve all year long, so that way you don't plateau. You guys can unlock everything on the website for an individual game for just $75. Now, here's the other thing. I normally charge $9.95 a month. If you guys were to go $9.95 per month, that is $120 a year. So you guys are saving almost $50 on a year value for the website. You have it up front, and you don't have to worry about it the rest of the year. You guys can subscribe to either college football 26, Madden NFL 26, or college and Madden NFL 26 for just $75 for an individual game or $150 for both combined. And I will include everything on the website from Madden 25 and college football 25 so you can catch up in the meantime. Go ahead and check it out. You guys can subscribe for a month if you want right now to take a look at the website if you've never been a customer before, but make sure you guys take advantage of these deals while time lasts, because when the games drop, the pre-sale is over. So I want to show you guys that this concept can be applied to other formations as well. So what we're going to do right here is I'm going to run bunch tight end. Bunch tight end is another formation I absolutely love. It's my base offense. You can find it on Gridiron, and we're going to set up just a purple or a hard flat. Again, it doesn't really matter here with this concept. So let's set up cover 3 hard flat. Now in this example, we have a receiver that is unfortunately lined up outside the numbers, but that's okay because we're going to do what I call window dressing. Window dressing is when you use motion to just get your opponent to think, oh, he's maybe running or setting up something different. But all we're doing is clearing Hopkins out of the equation. I don't want him, okay? And what we're going to do is we're now going to hitch our inside the numbers player more. And I do not want somebody else traveling outside the numbers. So let's go ahead, just for the sake of argument here, and put Adams on a slant to the other side. Now, over on the other side of the field, we have Hopkins. He's now an outside receiver. You could put him on a smoke route if you wanted to, but real quick, what I want to do is I want to show you guys that if I were to put him on a hitch route first, what that's going to do is allow me to motion him to the other side of the field, and he's going to run that hitch on the other side of the field. And you're going to see that that is going to be technically just on the inside of the numbers. So this slant to Adams going to the wide side of the field has potential to end up going wide open. So what you're going to see on this play is that when I snap this ball, we've got a hitch on both sets of numbers and a slant to both sets of numbers. And you see how I can have this wide open in the back of the end zone. They don't really know what's coming. Honestly, if I were to run this a little bit better, my advice would be this. The tight end is a little bit too close to the hitch, meaning that he's just lined up on the line next to the tackle. If I really wanted to improve this concept, what I would actually do is I would put Hopkins on the slant and motion snap him across the formation right as he passes the tight end. So that way he's running from that spot that we were running in our last breakdown. And then you see that he breaks into that exact same window that we got from the bunch Y flex. So you can kind of run it either way with one to one side, one to the other. But again, you see the promise here with this. You could, if you wanted to as well, put the tight end on a curl and stem it all the way down, motion him outside the numbers, block the running back, and slant X from this side of the field. This is another concept you could use. You could also put a whip in standing on the 10-yard line, or the little arrow above the 10 is, and you're going to see that he's going to bite inside on the streak, and you can just throw an up pass lead and a toe tap to the out route. So anytime you've got an hard flat, whether it's cover 3 or cover 2, this concept, or even cover 4, is going to be perfect. Because again, that hard flat is always going to bite inside. You just throw an up pass lead and toe tap for a easy touchdown. So if they're playing cover 4 shaded down, cover 3 shaded down, cover 2 hard flat, you're going to get a lot of cover 2 hard flat in the red zone. This is absolutely perfect. It's a beautiful call. Just real quick, I'm going to go and show you this out of a cover 3 hard flat. I've actually done this manipulation before. It's just a standalone tip, but it is so good down in the red zone where you almost 95% of the time are going to get a hard flat style defense because there's not a lot of field to guard and they don't want you to throw the ball in the flat. Well, we're throwing the ball in the flat either way, because again, if I know it's a hard flat, this is a cover 3 hard flat, I'm just going to take that out route, stem it up a couple of times, snap the ball, look at this guy bite inside, and up pass lead, toe tap, touchdown. So with this, we don't even need a hitch slant combo, but it is something you guys can utilize. Now you can run this with a Y flex alignment. You might try a zig just to kind of get that guy biting inside more. But again, the problem is with him lined up closer to the numbers, it ends up being more of a pain. So what I like to do is just stick with the slant combo. This is the tried and true out of a Y flex. The out route running back streak combo is the go-to out of a bunch tight end, trips tight end type formation. So we've got a combo out of a Y flex. We got a combo out of a trips tight end. If you want to, like if you're kind of lined up inside the numbers perfectly, this might actually be okay from this split just because the tight end is a little bit more inside. But again, those hard flats seem to know what you're trying to do in that case. And honestly, if you're facing a cover 2 hard flat in this case anyways, and you've got room, I would just go with the stem down corner in a streak because it's actually going to be able to get itself into the back of the end zone a little bit better. And from there, it's just whether or not you can get a possession catch in the pylon. So there are definitely ways to beat the cover 2, but again, when in doubt, Y flex, hitch slant, trips tight end, bunch tight end, streak out route. You guys are gonna be scoring more touchdowns with these. But I'm gonna get up out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you subscribe. Check out those pre-sale offers. They are live. Go, go, go. It's the best deal. You guys are literally stealing from me if you guys go check out that pre-sale offer. I'm out of here. Until tomorrow, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.